least here.
Wait, you gotta do the... That'll spike the audio so we know when
I don't look at the audio when I'm through because I do it on my phone.
then we just look like it.
Yeah, I'll trim that out. All right, hey guys, Corey and Joe with you for another Sunday chat. First up, I just want to thank everybody that's gone and ordered our open shirts.
Those are cool looking shirts.
Yeah, we like the design. We're really happy to see everybody ordering and wearing, and soon to be wearing them with pride in the open. So again, thank you for that. If you see this video in the 12-hour window of publishing and cut off of the order, and you're not on Facebook, don't know what we're talking about, just message me real quick. My phone number's on Sugarwad today, so you can get that shirt ordered. We've done that for a couple people. We weren't allowed to do an online store. For those of you that didn't see, CrossFit has released their own open shirt in partnership with another apparel company where we can put our logo on there. Had they gotten that idea out earlier, we would have considered it. However,
like our design.
I also don't like their design. When you're trying to be for 14,000 people, you end up being for nobody.
Yeah.
And I think they accomplished that perfectly.
This is my opinion. I'm gonna die on this hill. White shirts are not great for comp shirts.
Yeah, and I mean, we did white shirts for our comp shirt last year.
Just get too dusty.
I think they look really sharp the first time you wear them.
They do.
And then they look real ragged real quick.
I told
we had several people ask for another shirt, and I'm like, guys, I get it, I do, but I can only afford one shirt per year for the number of people for free. And we make sure to post like this year. Hey, if you want more, you just have to pay us what it costs. And this year we're also doing black because
I like the design of these as well. Actually, open shirts and the comp shirts are
they're good. It's been, and the comp shirts was Jesse's design. The open shirts, we've turned over most of our apparel to Forever Fierce. So they send us templates and then we pick the one that we want. Actually, Cassie Perry was asking me if we'd want any help with design. If y'all ever have a design you really like or you come up with and that's just kind of something you like, send it to us. We can send that to Forever Fierce and they can make a design. We've had other people make shirts before. Jacob Haney made a shirt. Lenny Carver made a shirt. I think somebody else did as well. So again, we're not, our ego's out of that side of the business. So if you have something you like and think would be a cool shirt, we can run it and see. And I'll just be honest, at Jacob's I thought was a basic shirt. Nobody would order it, right? It was one of our best-selling shirts. It's just the one that it literally just says CrossFit Aggregate. It's in a thinner font, which I don't generally like. You can ask my wife. We get into lots of fights about fonts. I'm not even kidding. We could not disagree more on which fonts we like. Even our comp shirt, I told her, I was like, I don't love it, but I was like, I'm not the only one wearing this. And I was like, I can't be the only one designing it because people like things that I don't like, and that, you just have to realize that. So I can only like the things I like. That's not always for everybody, so always open to other ideas.
I'll just throw out, because if Jason Stimmons watches this, I know he's going to comment, he wants the bear.
Yeah.
Since he's been here, that bear on our logo.
That bear or the one that's holding the barbell? Yeah, it's a slightly different bear. So that bear is Lenny Carver.
The old school, the OD green.
Yeah. Or the one that we kind of use for the aggregate.
Yeah. He's wanted that since he started the gym. Now, to be honest, I'd probably buy one of those too. I like that shirt.
We'll see if we can re-release that. Somebody reminds me to ask Jess. That was Lenny Carver's shirt.
Was it?
Yeah.
Shout out to Lenny. That was a good shirt.
He sent me that logo and just thought it would be really cool. And I was like, okay, we can try it.
Jason's about it. I'll tell you right now. Jason is about it.
There we go. All right. Dustin Booger used to love that shirt too. He wore it a lot. So that's out of the way. Thank you for that business. Coming up on Saturday, January 28th, we are hosting a Crosstown Throwdown. Hashtag Corey came up with it. We were really struggling with a non-sexual sounding name. Apparently, Box Buddies.
Yeah, there are some dirty ones.
Yeah.
That or just ones that sounded like extremely aggressive.
Yeah, we didn't want it to sound confrontational. It's just a hangout.
It's fun. It's just fun.
It's just fun. we're not competing against Ferris, not in terms of attracting members, not in terms of who's fitter. It's literally just to hang out with our friends across town, build the greater CrossFit community.
Get some good energy in here.
Yeah, just high energy people. Finding other people you like at other gyms. When you go and actually go and compete, you now have a wider swath of people that you know and know how they work out. Largely, we hope to build this into actually more community impact stuff. We've talked about doing a Habitat for Humanity build once it gets a little warmer. Again, as CrossFitters, we are like a church in the way that we have so many perspectives and so many trades and all that stuff in a gym, that when we work together, we can make a huge community impact. And that's just in a solo gym. So if you then combine that with the other gyms in the area, right, we can literally change this town for the better. And I know that sounds pie in the sky and egotistical or whatever, but like it's the same thing I've always said. Just start where you're at with what you have and do what you can. And I think when we can continue to include others and spread the message of helping and hanging out, instead of focusing on the things that you don't have in common, focus on the things you do have in common, and let that build a kind of greater area. So
I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a good time.
Yeah, that's the long-term thing. This Saturday the 28th, we're just hanging out to work out, meeting some other people, and we're going to go through the workout 17.4. If you're not familiar with that one, it's basically the 55s, but not the 55s that we did in Saturday's class.
Yeah, slightly different 55s.
So it's a 13-minute AMRAP. I don't remember the order, but it's 55 deadlifts, wall balls, cow row, and handstand push-ups.
I think it's handstand push-ups row. I don't know.
It's possible to get through it. I've seen some people get really close. I've only seen it done in 17. I'll name drop here. Actually, Jacob Schmidt, who's competing at Wadapalooza right now.
I saw his videos.
Yeah, that was his first open was here, and I actually don't think he did 17.4, but a couple other guys from the gym he was going to at the time were over here doing it. He was just here, I think, supporting. Funnily enough, I don't think he had handstand push-ups at the time, and now he's literally been at the games.
It's weird to imagine like him not having skills in this.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a hard worker and just really gets after it. It's really been cool, but it's also a little bit like frustrating because it's like I've personally seen his growth from 17 to now early 23. Like he had just started CrossFit. Now he's literally a games athlete, sponsored athlete, and hats off to him. Like he did the work. He was a great coach. I know when he left his gym, we tried to get him over here. He ended up going to a more Olympic lifting specific gym, which has paid off for him. No hard feelings. But yeah, I've always liked Jacob, and couldn't be happier for him.
I remember at the old gym, he would come in and do these EMOMs. And one day he's like, "Do you want to?" I never like paid attention. One day he was like, "You want to do one of these with me?" And it was like 40 minutes of like 18 cow bike, 18 cow row, 18 burp. Like they were awful. So like to see him at the games, I'm like, man, like that's awesome. But also like he's definitely earned a spot.
This wasn't gifted to him.
Yeah,
he put in all the work.
Some serious work on that.
So hats off to him. Anyway, stepping back from that, but yeah, 17.4. We'll start it off at 9 a.m. We're gonna run it like an open. Friday Night Lights, which we all know is coming up. If you have not ever done the open,
do it.
You're intimidated. Come by Saturday. Like this one, even if you don't do it Saturday, you can kind of get a feel for how it's going to flow.
This will be good for anyone who's maybe a little bit nervous about it, because it's going to be.
You're gonna see that it's not that serious. That people aren't staring at you. Everybody is cheering everybody on. It's not this like. It's just not the super intense thing that you may have in your head. I'm not gonna say it's not intense, right? It's up to you and how you push your workout.
If you want it to be intense.
Yeah, but it can also just be a chance to hang out with friends and to test your level of fitness with where you're at right now, your physical and psychological tolerances. Right, that's what we always talk about in CrossFit. We're going to push you to the extent that you're capable, but there's no expectations that all of a sudden you rise to the level of like Corey on the workout, right? It's relative to you. So if you're intimidated, come by Saturday, check it out. No obligation to work out. You'll see that it's not what I think you think it is. And that is super accessible.
End of the day, like, just remember, like, we've all had our first open. Like, I remember my first open, I did everything scale. Like, there was nothing RX, and I think I got time capped in every single workout. And if I didn't, I know it wasn't.
Well, in fact, my first open participation was hosting 17.1.
That was my first open workout.
And
it was so terrible.
As a gym owner, and it opened in February. We didn't even technically have our grand opening. So I had zero, I think I had 2 members. Neither one of them came on Friday Night Lights, despite me asking. I set up everything for Friday Night Lights like it was going, we'd have like 10 people here, right? We had none. It was me. I did the workout with my kids cheering me on. I think my wife did it with me as well. 17.1 ruined my life, and it has every single time I've done it. And that was it. We did have some people from now defunct gym come down because they weren't an affiliate and they needed a registered judge and a registered affiliate. So I hosted them. I think it was either midday Friday or later on. Judged them, and then one of the guys that did it, who had hopes of regionals, H off the box. And
that'll happen when you're pushing the pace.
Yeah, and he videotaped it, and he ended up posting it on like CrossFit fail compilations.
Oh no!
And so I've seen his video a couple times on like random accounts of him just eating it. So that was the first viral video from CrossFit Aggregate.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I've tripped over the box doing that workout.
I definitely have.
5 times.
I was on pace. The first time I was on pace to finish it, it was the last round of box jump overs. I didn't have a lot of time left, but I was gonna finish.
Right.
And I jumped. I still to this day don't know how I did it. All 3 of the boxes, like it went from 24 to 20 and then rolled up to 30. And I hit every side. And I'm laying down at the ground and I'm just looking at the clock, ticking away, and I was like, I don't care. I am just going to lay here and just get capped. It was, I think I did it with Maddie Emmy, and I just laid there. It was so bad. I think I even did a live on Facebook to at that point I was sharing our workouts like once a week with people,
and that was
on the community page.
So everyone got to see it.
Oh man, good times.
My first, I think 17.1 was actually my first workout at the CrossFit gym, other than like the couple times I had dropped in before I started like coaching and actually doing it. I think I used like a 30-pound dumbbell in a 20-inch box, and I still got like capped so hard.
So I never did an open workout. I've never done a Friday Night Lights or open registration at any other gym. It's always been mine. I do remember doing 7-minute burpees from the open, and I'm gonna have to take my stuff back and say I lied just a second. But the first workout I remember is 7-minute burpees.
What year was that?
It was 12.
Okay.
Which is when I started. I remember knowing it was a special workout, but I didn't remember why it mattered.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. And then when I was an accountant and traveling, I remember doing a deadlift box jump workout at Sea City CrossFit in Corpus Christi. Again, I knew a little bit more about the open at that point. This was probably 14.
Okay, so a couple years in.
But I wasn't a member of a gym because I traveled so much, so I didn't really get the communication or the atmosphere or all that stuff. But I just remember going there and they were like, hey, it's open workout, 14 point whatever, and it may have not been 14, and I was like, oh, okay, I know what the open is. No, I'm not registered. I'm just gonna do this for fun. But that's all I really remember. And that was like a Saturday, so I don't even think Friday Night Lights was a thing then. I don't know when that started. And, like, it may have started in like the huge gyms on the coast and then matriculated down over here.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember Friday Night Lights being a thing until maybe 16.
I'm trying to think of the year. Because, yeah, I think every year I've done it that we've had Friday Night Lights from 17 on. It's been.
Yeah.
I think we may have tried Saturday one year, but I don't remember.
And some gyms still do Saturday. We're going to be a Friday night crew. Yeah, that said, I mean, as long as you're registered and have done all the things that we've asked of you, when we'll host retests or we'll accommodate you, except for on Friday during the day. Which brings me to, we've got this question. I said we're going to host it differently. Essentially, right? Like, we asked you to sign up on CrossFit.com. It's $20. We've requested you do the judging course. It's going to help us for our competitions all year long.
It gives good information.
Gives good information from the athlete side and from the judging side.
And what your coaches
what we're looking for.
And, I guess expect from you during your movements.
Yeah. That's $10. The questions are unnecessarily hard at the end. The information's still there though.
The information's good.
So that's $30, and then we've had the open shirt. So a lot of people ordered the open shirt. A lot of people have registered on .com. I still haven't. I will wait till the week of. I'll tell you that. To me, there's no benefit in signing up early. It's the opposite of like our competition, which we'll talk about in just a second, where you get
so much time.
Yeah, where you pay less. Sign up early. Like if the open was like, hey, it's $10 to register before the new year, and it's $20 after. Like I'd register before the new year. But short of that, there's no benefit. So all we're going to ask is that you're officially registered, or you pay us $10 per open that you come into. We do have extras that we need to do for that. Setting up, we study, we put in tips and tricks. We do put in work to make sure that everybody has the best experience hosting and getting that through. So again, if you're not signed up on .com, and you are a member, it's $10 per time you do the open. So if you retest, it's $10 again.
So really, in theory, if you break it down, if you plan on doing all 3 open workouts,
it's
it'd
cheaper
be cheaper
to
to sign up. And I think I regret not signing up the years.
I regret not signing up every single year.
And I think we've talked about it before. The only year I don't regret it is I think it was like maybe 2019.
Yeah. I mean, CrossFit hasn't done themselves any favors. It's constantly changing how many weeks it is, where it is in the season.
Yeah. And my big thing was just I think I was hurt at that time, and I knew if I signed up for the open, it was going to make it worse.
Yep, feel that. If you're not a member, you're welcome. Again, in that case, it's still $10 per. If you don't want to sign up for the open, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But for you, out of town people, and we actually have 1 or 2 that are signed up under our gym because they already know, you have to sign up for the open, but you still have to pay the $10 for us because you're not a member. And if you don't want to sign up for the open and just pay $10, that's fine too. I don't understand it because then you could just do it at your gym.
Yeah.
The only real benefit is our environment, atmosphere, which is cool, and the fact that you get to get your score verified. So, those are your decisions. That's the way we're going to handle it. We'll have more on theme details, which you need to get out. We're not going to do a point system or anything like that.
For funsies.
Yeah, we're not going to do teams. Just come out, have a good time, dress up. Don't take yourself so seriously.
It really is a super neat experience for my new people. I was trying to explain it the other day. There's really no words.
Yeah, the best way is like come here on Saturday and just see a snippet of what it is.
This past Saturday, like I saw your post, and if you guys didn't see Joe's post, it was about just the energy of the gym on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's been great.
Yeah. And I want to be very clear that post wasn't just about Saturday. It's like
it's been like
it's
carried
been
the past couple weeks. Really,
it's been great.
It has been pretty awesome.
Obviously we're trying to carry that forward, but we can't do that on our own. So everybody's been super awesome, welcoming to new people. Been loving the energy and the push and the trying new skills. So
It's been good.
yeah, been awesome. Last couple of minutes of the video,
The comp.
we are hosting a comp.
Do it.
May 6th, just one day. We were just going to have it male-female teams all the way through. We had requests for same-sex teams, so we added that on intermediate and scaled.
Do we need masters or
We have masters and teens up. I'm pretty good with the masters standards. I didn't make the teen standards good enough. So those weights are heavy. So just know that that's going to change.
And these are
Those scaled weights are going to go down.
loose
I'm going to try to
standards.
I'm going to try to rework those and get a little closer standards on scale than teens, because I think some people might be intimidated by those weights. What I can tell you in the intro, those would be the absolute heaviest weights for scaled in teens, and that they'll likely be lighter. The other divisions, we may be talking about plus or minus 10, 15% on any of those weights.
and there might be
We'll
I guess,
figure that out.
things in there that we want to make standards out to everyone, and we're trying to.
And so here's the rub. Like all last year, it was like winter standards coming out, winter standards coming out. So we put an emphasis on getting standards out, and now everybody's like, well, so I see you have snatch at 105. Is that 1 rep or is that 52 reps? Here's the answer. I don't know. We have 1 or 2 workouts that I think we really like and are going to go forward with. We need 2 to 3 more.
We want to
put
make
on.
sure. Well, we don't want to rush these because we want to make sure they're correct.
And last year we got handcuffed in the fact that we released our standards, didn't give the disclaimer that they were loose standards, and we couldn't. There was 2 workouts where we just couldn't get them to fit because we had pigeonholed ourselves and couldn't get out of it. So it would be great if we had a team of 10 and we had these workouts already known and done. We don't. It's basically us and whoever is nice enough to test our workouts with us. We're doing our best, but we're not going to ironclad commit to something and then need to change it and have to deal with that.
We want to, like I said, we want to make sure these workouts are perfect for you guys because this is what you're paying for.
Yeah.
We don't want to rush these and just give you some.
And again, we let you change up or down levels. This year, I think right now it's disabled, but you can buy insurance on the comp. So if something happens, like an injury, you get that refunded. You do have to pay extra for that. That's your decision to make. But for us, it is no refunds. But we will let you move up or down a level. You'll absolutely get accommodated somehow, some way. Just personally, when we talk about am I an RX or an intermediate or a scaled athlete, our goal largely is to start to tie these to the worldwide CrossFit ranks. Technically, I'm a level 6. I had a really bad open workout, but for the most part, it's based on, did you make quarterfinals? Did you make semifinals? So like the top athletes are level 10. And like I said, I'm a level 6, so we'd like to be able to put that in there. My general rules when we program our comps or our workouts, I program to where I couldn't do RX. And be top of the leaderboard. I could do it, but it's a little bit out of my weight level. Generally skill level, no, except for handstand walk. But it's a little heavy for me. I'm not a big guy, and I don't nearly consider myself the tip of the competitive spear. So we want our RX comps for you to basically need to be a little bit better than me.
I think for me, when we're programming the workouts, I think about things that would be, I'd say around skill level. So mine's, I just look 8 level
Yeah.
8. So I'd say that's like a good place to start. Now that being said, I know that I'm weak in specific areas. So some of those might be a little bit out of my reach, but I know there are a lot of guys and girls out there that can move those heavier weights or do those higher level skills better than me. So we try to program to challenge everyone.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever programmed a workout that you wouldn't have been top on. outside of like just because we had some huge hard hitters like
Crazy.
last year when we had Vincent and his partner. I mean, Vincent won the team CrossFit games. Like,
Yeah, those guys were-
yeah, you wouldn't have been able to keep up with him. You're also nearly a Masters. But I can't think of another competition where you with, let's say, Lexi, wouldn't have been right in the mix of things. Even with Shelby and James, the Noble matching team.
Oh yeah, I want them to come back.
Yeah, I'm trying to invite them back, and Vincent. Obviously,
All of our-
they were a male-female team, whereas Vincent was male-male, so he'd have to find a female partner. But we'd love to have both of them back. I'd love to see them throwing down
I don't
with
remember.
maybe Lexi and somebody else from our gym
I don't remember.
that could give them a run
Vincent's
for their money.
Do you remember his partner's name?
I don't.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, I could draw his face, but I can't remember his name.
I'd like to see him back here.
Yeah. They both have to get different partners because, no offense, guys, you can't be an intermediate.
Yeah. Get out of here.
So yes, if you're asking me where you should be in our competition, if you're around my level, and down, I'd say intermediate.
6 to.
You could probably meet me in the RX. We'll see how this comp comes out.
I think our kind of goal here is, are we going maybe a little lighter with some of the weights?
Yeah, so I would say, right, the aggregate, we're looking for CrossFit, classic CrossFit, 5 to 12, couplets, triplets, lighter weight. The gauntlet,
Possibly higher volume.
yeah, possibly higher volume, possibly quicker turnarounds on your workouts, depending on how the schedule is and how many teams we get. The gauntlet, we're going to look for longer workouts, heavier weights. Victory Games is going to be, we're going to try to be a little more strategic, but at the end of the day, these are all CrossFit.
And this will, yeah. We're not going to make you.
Yeah, like, and I've ran into trouble at the past. Like, our first Victory Games, I put a brain teaser in. I can still see the 2 teams full of dummies that got so mad at me. This is a CrossFit competition. I shouldn't have to use my brain. Well, 1, erroneous. 2, I very specifically that year did not advertise Victory Games as a CrossFit competition. It was a tribute to the military, and they have to solve problems under physical and mental duress. So I get that you're mad at me, but you're wrong.
So this year will be
But
CrossFit.
this year we're not gonna have a brain teaser. We're not. It's just workouts. Yeah. So
It's just kind of like it's the way we're leaning.
Yeah.
We're not going to be tied to this, but this is kind of the way we're leaning. And it seems to be kind of how the comp prep or comp testing is going.
Yeah.
A little bit lighter weights.
And last couple of notes. You don't need to know your team name right now to sign up. Put in TBD. You can tell us later. If you need a partner substitution, that's fine. That's not a refund. That's not an additional charge. If you sign up and you don't have a partner and you put in Jane Doe and you just hope you're going to get a partner and you don't get a partner, well, hopefully you bought the insurance. That we can't help you there, but we can do partner substitutions all the way up. So honestly, the end, your team sign may be incorrect, or stuff like that, where your name sign may, maybe TBD on your signs. You can go up or down levels based on whatever. Let's say you're in intermediate, you sign up male, and it ends up becoming a female team. Both of you have to drop out, and you give that spot to 2 ladies in your gym. That's also fine. Like, we make it pretty easy to sign up early and be accommodated all the way through. So we really want people to sign up as early as possible. Why? It builds momentum. It gets other people at your gym to want to compete with you. If you, I'm not saying we're going to have any name brand athletes, but if we have people that have won things, people want to compete against you, right? Annika Greer, if you decide you want to come and compete, or, Kira Mulligan, we would love it.
Come to Columbia.
And I will, I kid, you're not going to compete in our comp in May 6th. It's right in the middle of your semifinal season, but maybe the gauntlet. People that are making quarters and semis, we get it. We're not going to see you. Now that said, we made it after the qualifiers.
I'm excited for the gauntlet. I think
So,
it'll be
Well, we even made the aggregate after all the qualifiers, so you'll know if you made a semifinal or not.
Yeah.
So we hope to kind of at least be a consideration for some athletes that maybe didn't make semifinals. Want to start on their just local regional competition prep stuff. So hopefully that answers some of the questions that we've been seeing. Hopefully that encourages you to both sign up for the Open and our competitions. We would love comments, questions, ideas for future episodes.
Like and subscribe.
Please share if you found this valuable.
Even if they don't do CrossFit, they need to see us.
They need to see us. We're so pretty.
Look how pretty we are.
Trina's messing with one of our two Dalmatian mascots.
Apparently,
and the nice